Hello YouTube, good morning. Wanted to take a video here of a short camping trip I'm doing. I'm at Resumidero Campground in the Santa Fe Mountains near Galena and Coyote, New Mexico. It's pretty muddy up here. About a week ago we had a good storm, so there's still little traces of snow here and there, but the ground is really soft. So you can see my leveling block kind of sunk there. But miraculously the truck is it's level. So I'm not, when I pulled in yesterday, I backed it up on the blocks and called it good. So there's Xander. Dog Xander got he got a haircut and a bath. So, and he needed it. He was pretty matted. Fire pit, some firewood. I always talk about the generator. You know, I think I have this generator running as good as it's going to get. I put a performance plug in. I have a high altitude jet. I ran a fuel cleaner through it, and it's running a lot better. However, it still has a problem at high altitude, like any generator would, right? If you guys are interested in that, there's a calculation that you could do for every like 1,000 feet, how much of a percentage you're going to lose on your generator. So it does the microwave great, but the coffee pot is where it struggles. So there's a lot of times I just have to bring the coffee pot out here, I take the RV out of circuit, you know, take the plug off and then connect the coffee pot directly to it, and then it does okay. But I'm right about probably almost 9,000 feet up here, pretty high up, so it struggles. So that's still on my list to get a new generator. And then probably the other thing I'm going to get is DeWalt has a little chainsaw, battery powered chainsaw that I want to get. I use a reciprocating saw right now and it works good, but it just doesn't, you know, go through the wood as quickly as I'd like it to. There's just another setup. Yeah, you could see it's dirty. It's weird if you go look at this from a distance. It's like the truck is kind of twisted right now, but important thing is the back end of the truck is level. So the front end may be twisted a lot, but it's fine. You know, the truck is plenty heavy duty enough to do stuff like that. But it is, you could see the amount of mud, and I mean it's muddy. It's muddy up here. It's not, the road getting up here is really good. It was dry, but at this particular campground it's muddy because we had the snow doesn't have anywhere to go. It's kind of flat up here, so can't really run off, so it just absorbs into the terrain here, which creates mud. Yeah, I'm gonna do some hiking, go inside. Some quick tips for you guys, if you guys are new to this. When you get to your spot where you're gonna stay for a while, this is important. Disconnect your power from from the camper to the truck. That way it doesn't drain your truck battery. I haven't had it happen to me, but I've heard of it happening to other people. Because there's going to be phantom draws, you know, phantom power draws there when it's connected like that. And then I relieve the tension on my ratchet straps. So this is really just, I mean, it's just for backup in case, you know, we had high winds come over and try to tip the camper over, which is not going to happen. I mean, if you're stable enough, like, you know, you can just disconnect them entirely. But there's no reason to have that, you know, tension build up on this and your hook on your truck if you're not, you know, traveling. So relieve that tension and it'll just make things last longer. In terms of the inside, There's really nothing new in here. Just wanted to point out some tips. I have the TV connected, right? I was watching some movies last night. So some tips before I get off subject. I have a tendency to do that. If you guys mount something like this, I did this strategic in this fashion. So this will open and clear it. But another thing, keep in mind too, is like, I didn't even plan for this fitting under that, the Keurig, and it does. So that, just Clorox wipes, just, when you do your layout here, just keep that in mind, right? But man, these, I cannot believe how strong these are. They have not fallen off, and it's just an adhesive. It's like an adhesive tab. I did have some repairs done to the camper. I had all my cabinet doors replaced as the veneer was coming off. I need to align them a little better. The gaps are a little off. Just some paneling and stuff coming off. It was nothing really major. For charging, I have this this little power station I use for like my headlamp, my watch, my phone. And that is nice to have powering, charging things in the background while you're, that way you're not taking from your power stations. If you have a power station, even though the power station can handle it, it's, I don't know, that's what I do, and it works good. I don't think there's anything else I was going to point out in here. Everything is pretty good. If you guys research my other videos, there's probably topics where I get into more details of, I don't know, the fridge or the toilet. Yeah, just research those if you want more information on that stuff. One thing I saw a gentleman do, I forgot what his name is, but he has I think he's in Virginia or Ohio. Anyways, he did a shelf, like a corner shelf over here, which is really cool. Maybe I might look into doing something like that. Let's see. Nothing else out here. So it's supposed to get windy later today. So our winds tend to come in the afternoon, and then they usually subside in the evening. Today's Saturday, tomorrow. So yeah, it's like, right now it's like the middle of April, by the way. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's supposed to be windy. We're in the windy season right now in New Mexico, but the state is known for being windy all year long. So it's hit or miss. So I am really close to the creek here, which is cool. This was deliberate on my part, where I wanted to camp here. So nice, clean runoff water. Yeah, it's a little small creek, but it's very pretty. You can see there's quite a bit of snow buildup. So there's a hiking trail that goes all the way back, and it'll go up into the mountain. I'm gonna hike up there. I was here 2 years ago, and I was over there. Let me zoom in. I was down there with my avalanche tent camping. I hiked back in there just to do a quick hike, and I saw bear scat, fresh bear scat. So need to keep that in mind. I mean, they're always around us, right? When we're camping, you just need to be careful. They don't bother me, I'm not going to bother them. That's my philosophy. If I see one, I'm just going to go around it or turn around. And I have seen one before. So here's another shot here. For the amount of snow that's here, it's surprisingly warm during the day. Last night it got down to about 30, which isn't too bad. The bathrooms are open, which is nice. This particular camp ground is really designed for big trailers, because there's lots of room. No potable water. However, you could you could fill water from that creek down there. That's more than clean with a water jug. Like I said, the bathrooms are open. There's more camping back there. But all right, guys, I think that's it. As always, you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave comments. If not, that should do it. I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then get ready to go on a hike. All right, take care, everyone.